Hey friends, let's talk about adverbs. Adverbs are words that describe a verb. An adverb describes a verb. So one way an adverb can describe a verb is to tell how. So how quietly someone walks, how loudly someone plays an instrument, how slowly or quickly someone can run, how softly or carefully we might creep up the stairs, how well you do something, how softly you can speak. An adverb can also describe a verb. So it can describe when we do something. So it can tell that we do something always. I always do my homework. I never make my bed. I usually what do I usually do? I usually go to bed around 9 o'clock. An adverb can also tell where we do a verb. Are you going to go swimming outside? Or maybe you go inside swimming at the Y. Maybe you are here. She is going over there. We can do our reading anywhere or everywhere. Right now, I am upstairs. A groundhog makes its home underground, so it tells where the groundhog might dig. So here are some examples of adverbs. Maybe you like to talk a lot, so you would endlessly chatter. You might swim confidently if you feel very confident about your swimming abilities. You're really excited to write, so you might write excitedly. The bird can cheerfully chirp. The rain comes down heavily. We can read carefully so we don't make any mistakes, and you can happily smile. Now, notice that ly is at the end of many of these adverbs, but it doesn't have to end with an ly. I have an adverb song that I want to sing with you, and it might help you remember what an adverb is. It's to the tune of Row, Row, Row Your Boat, so you can try it with me. Here we go. Describe, describe, describe a verb using adverbs. When and where and how and more can tell about a verb. Describe, describe, describe a verb using adverbs. How often and to what extent can tell about a verb. Why don't we try it one more time and now you can sing it with me. Here we go. Describe, describe, describe a verb using adverbs. When and where and how and more can tell about a verb. Describe, describe, describe a verb using adverbs. How often and to what extent can tell about a verb. Awesome. So if you want to practice that a few more times on your own, maybe it will stick in your head and you'll never forget what an adverb is. So let's try some examples. So for number 1, let's read it together. The cat quietly crept into the room. So think about, what is the verb in that sentence? That's right. The verb is crept. So when you're creeping, it's kind of like you're sneaking up on somebody. So the cat quietly crept into the room. So this adverb is going to tell how the cat crept. How did the cat creep? The cat crept quietly. That tells how the cat crept. Number 2, tomorrow I will go shopping. This adverb is going to tell when. So what is the verb? What is the action in this sentence? That's right. The action is go, or actually will go. And when you have will in front of a verb, that means that it's going to happen in the future. So when will I go shopping? I will go tomorrow. That would be your adverb. Number 3, I think I left my book upstairs. First of all, identify the verb. What did you do? I left. So the verb would be left. And we want to know where we left our book. Oh, well, we left it upstairs. Now notice that in these examples here, in number 1 and 2, the adverbs come before the verb. In this sentence, the adverb happens to come after. Okay, the next examples, I want us to read the sentences, identify the verb, and then let's figure out if the adverb is telling us how, when, or where. Number 4, I loudly stomped upstairs. So first of all, we have to ask ourselves, what is the verb? What is the action? That's right. Stomped would be our verb or our action. So think about, is there another word that tells how we stomped, or when we stomped, or where we stomped? Okay, well, I know that adverbs often end in ly, so I think the adverb is loudly, and loudly tells what? That's right, how I stomped. How did I stomp? I stomped loudly. Now we could put loudly in front. I loudly stomped upstairs, or we could even say I stomped upstairs loudly. It would make sense either way. Number 5, I looked everywhere for my phone. So first of all, what is the verb or the action in this sentence? What did I do? I looked. Okay, now what is the word that describes that verb? Is there a word that describes how I looked, when I looked, where I looked? Well, I looked everywhere for my phone. So in this particular sentence, this adverb is telling where. It's describing where. Good. Number 6, I always do my homework. So what is the verb in that sentence? What is the action? Well, I do my homework. How, when, or where do I do my homework? I do my homework always. Okay, that is when I do my homework. Now, do you think you could have more than one adverb in a sentence? Sure, why not? If I said, I always do my homework, what else could we add? I always do my homework easily. Okay, that would tell me how I did it. Or I never do my homework here. Here would be an adverb as well. So why do we use adverbs? We use adverbs to make our sentences a lot more exciting, more detailed. It gives us more details about how or when or where the action is happening. So make sure when you are writing, you not only have your nouns and your verbs in your sentences, but you also start to include some adverbs, because that's going to make your sentences much more exciting and detailed. Good luck.